Hey guys, it's Annie here. I'm going to be making today a very simple lavender soap. I've got olive oil, I've got some lye mixed into some goat's milk here, and I'm going to be super fatting with some unrefined shea butter, and then just adding pure lavender essential oil, nothing else. I use the 4042 lavender. I just always have. It's affordable and it smells great. If you use a different kind of lavender, I'm sure it would work. You know, whatever you got is fine if you're trying to make a lavender soap. And I'm going to do a teardrop today. That is definitely one from past soap challenges that I've really enjoyed and have wanted to do again. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to go ahead and get it blended up. Oh, my color scheme is just going to be white with purple in between white and the teardrop. That's it. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. Let me get it blended up here, and we're ready. When I'm ready to do the teardrop, I will bring you guys back in. Alright, and there we have it. All mixed in. I am going to pour back so I have something to do in between the colors of my teardrop. The purple. Pour some back into that little cup there. The rest is going to be for the base. I'm going to go ahead and pour a nice layer in the bottom. It's very fluid, it's very liquidy. I did do a steep water discount, but with this olive oil here and with the lavender essential oil, it's not going to make that big of a difference. It's not going to trace very fast. And what I want to do here is just, pour enough to where it doesn't sink directly to the bottom. I mean, if it does, it does, but I want a fair amount in the bottom there. Might as well divvy up what's left here into some plastic cups. Let me grab those. Yeah, because I realized I'm going to be doing the double pour, so I need that to be in 2 containers, not 1. I just made another soap too, but I'm going to say it in this video because I just don't want to miss it. I recently bought a microphone to be making soap videos with. Recently, meaning I was waiting to make a lot of soaps until I had the microphone. I got it today, and it is the wrong connection for my computer. It plugs in and everything, but my computer doesn't recognize it, and I sure can't use my webcam and it at the same time, which is the entire point. So I'm very conscious of background noise. I turn my dehumidifier off, and I'm also trying to talk very clearly and loudly into the webcam microphone for you guys. So if it still sucks, I'm really sorry. I am going to be buying a USB connector mic. So hopefully in the meantime, you guys are able to cope with the sound until I have that. And hopefully that works when it gets here too, but what are you gonna do? That needs a little bit of evening out. That's about good. Alright. Set that aside for right now though. Actually grabbing my seat here. There's some air bubbles. Alright, it's not too thin. It's not as thin as I thought. Stirring in here. The 2 different shades of purple I have, I was only going to end up just doing 1 because I forgot that I had the other thing. This right here is my purple mica that I got from Workshop Heritage on Etsy. It does fade out a little. Excuse me, generally with an olive oil soap, the natural yellowy green tone of the oil is going to fight purple a little bit, just naturally. It's just kind of common sense stuff, but it still turns out pretty purple, and this is obviously very pigmented, so I think it's going to be very pretty. And the other one, which I'll stir right now, this one is a lavender ultramarine. I had this before and I forgot I had gotten another sample of it from WSP. It turns out pretty nice. It's definitely lavender and not a dark purple. but it doesn't fade. I tried their ultramarine, or their, excuse me, the orchid ultramarine, and that like totally fades out. I'm seeing lots of little specks in here, so I really want to work that out. Things with ultramarines and any sort of oxide type pigments, it doesn't melt into the soap or the oil like mica would. Let's take some extra blending. And I don't mind the speckled look, but it's a big chunk of pigment there, so I'm going to get it as blended in as best I can. I had a craft show at the beginning of the month, and I'm like, I got a smell for everybody. I got all kinds of smells. All the smells. Any smell you could dream of. Somebody's like, you got pure lavender? And I just, like, all emotion drained from my face because I did not have a lavender soap, you guys. I had nothing plain lavender. I forget sometimes that when I make soap for, say, the juice jar, which is that lavender chamomile that I made for them, I don't get to sell those again, you know. She bought them, I sold them to her, and I don't have them anymore. So yeah, didn't have a lavender soap to sell that person. It felt kind of silly, so I thought I need to do that. Little bubbles. Get out of my soap. Okay. I feel like I still have way too much in these cups here, but I can do some fun stuff on the top if that's the case. So let's go ahead and do the teardrop. If you've not watched any other teardrop soap videos, or you've not seen mine or anything like that, the goal is to get the stinking air bubbles out. There we go. Very gentle drizzling back and forth of your colors, build it up, and then you pour the base color on the sides again, and that should kind of fold it into a teardrop shape. So let's see. Well, it's sitting on the top of the soap, which I didn't exactly expect, but I don't think that's a bad thing. Afraid I'm gonna knock something over with my stupid elbows. Get that out of there. Yeah, the white is thicker than the colors. If you stir it, it loosens up again. So like that, I just gave it a little stir. It's a little looser, but we did thicken up. You can see I did not use a liner in this plastic mold that I have. It seems to pop right out without it, and I thought if I don't have to mess with freezer paper, I don't want to have to mess with freezer paper. And I got these for like 15 or 25 cents each at a garage sale, so eventually it might wear them out, but that's okay because they were a steal. Things I've learned from other teardrop soaps. I have to fight the urge to over pour it. I'm gonna end up with lots of purple soap left over, but I don't want it to touch the edges because then it's definitely not going to be a teardrop shape. So I might do one more pass of this dark purple, and then it might be the end. So we'll see. Definitely have some left over. You really only need like a tablespoon or two. Yeah, this and the rimmed soap so far were my favorites as far as the soap challenge goes. I have one Pringles can left. Eventually I'll do another rimmed soap. I just need a lot of time to pull those off. Time I have not had a lot of, so. After this bit of white, I'm gonna do one more pass of lavender, and that's probably even too much. I should probably stop right now. I'm gonna stop right now. I'm gonna tell myself you're gonna regret it, because I'm gonna regret it. So I'm gonna stop right there. I want to tap right now, and I'm not gonna do that because then it's gonna spread out. We don't want it to spread out. I'm gonna loosen up my cups here. Yeah, it did actually get surprisingly, I mean, it's not thick. It's like still thin to maybe medium trace. We're barely getting any, you know, it's barely standing up in the cup, but probably about perfect. I think that might be the titanium dioxide that's making that thicken up. More than the purples at least. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Could be the 2-to-1 lye ratio. Okay, here's the trickiest part, which is pouring the sides at the same time. I feel like I want to do one pass on this side first because this is the side where it's like overflowing a little bit more. It's very straight and even on this side because I had the steadiness of pouring from that angle. So yeah, let me do one pass on this side till I feel like it's sort of even-ish, and then I'll do with both because I'm going to screw it up if I do them both from right now. So I want to really get this towards the side. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely thicker than I thought. Holy cow. I hope it teardrops. I hope it's not a weird blob on the inside. Something tells me I might not get a teardrop. Yeah, we will see. It's gonna smell good. That's for sure. That's a little bit more like something I want to see, how it's really pushing in there. That's definitely more what I'm going for. I don't know, I feel like this side on my left here is going to be wonky, even if the other side turns out really pretty. I don't know. Okay. So that's basically it. Got a lot of soap left on top that'll make some pretty swirls. A little leftover purple and stuff. We'll see what happens. I'm looking at the side going, I mean, not even a teardrop. And the little devil on my shoulder's going, hit it with the hanger. It's screwed up. It's not a teardrop at all. But I'm going to have a little faith. Just a little bit of faith. Okay. Do a little bit of tapping. Not overboard. Okay. Now I gotta go light with this. I don't want to screw up anything design-wise. I don't think I'm gonna. But yeah, finishing it off with the rest of my purples, because why not? They're real pretty so far. Like, I hope that purple stays that purple. Usually this purple fades to about this shade once it's cured, so we'll see. I'm just gonna have to see. I have so much dishes to do after this. Least favorite part. Oh geez, I don't even know whose post it was. I saw something on Instagram. And the soap maker was like, oh, the dishes, it's the crappiest part. I hate the dishes. And most people are like, yeah, me too. And somebody was like, I hate the prep more. The dishes means that it's all done and everything's good. But getting it all ready sucks. And I'm like, oh man, that's an interesting thought, because to me the prep is fun. The prep is, ooh, I have something to look forward to. I'm going to make soap. And the dishes suck because it's like, oh, I already made soap and it's all over now. Yeah, feel free to tell me what you guys like the most and least in the comments. I'm curious if you are like me and you hate the dishes, or if you're like that other random person who I don't even remember who it was, and you hate the prep. I do my prep hours, if not a day or two ahead of time, so I don't mind that part. I'm remembering I need to spritz with alcohol, and then I'm going to do my mica drizzle. If I do the mica drizzle and then spritz with alcohol, it gets all jacked up. And I'm trying really hard to not have so much ash on my soaps. I think that's good enough. Okay. Some really pretty purple micas that don't hold up in cold process. That's what I'm going to be drizzling here. This one's just called Violet, but I like it. This one is Violet Pink. Real pretty. It's like a fuchsia. I like that. Not quite exact to the color scheme, but I figure for on top, that looks really nice. And then some pearl mica. Doop 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 doop. Here. Gotta figure out what I want to do swirl wise. I really hope I got a teardrop in there. I'm thinking, forgive me. Just gonna do my heart. I like the heart. I'm gonna do back and forth. That seems to be looking cool when I do that. Weird and kind of chunky because of the alcohol spray. Yeah, that's super weird. I might not do alcohol. I might just deal with ash, guys. I don't know. Because that got like curdly. I'm not mad at it, but yeah. There you go. I think I'm going to call this Lavender Meadows, if I have not said that already. That's my plan. I hope you enjoyed watching me make it. I'm going to go ahead and cut into this right now for you guys. It'll probably be just tomorrow for me. But for you, it's just moments away. Alright, I'll see you then. Alright guys, hey, it's me again. Back at it with my beautiful Lavender Meadows soap. It's been 2 days. It's nice and firm. I just didn't have time to cut this yesterday. So I'm going to cut into it now. I cut the ends off. That was the top end, or at least the end facing more towards the camera when I was pouring. And this is the one that was facing towards me. Funny little UFO shape, not a teardrop. We might have one in the middle, but I would bet money that I do not have one in the middle. That's okay. You know what? Well, I'm thinking of it, that particular mold. By the way, it popped right out without any liner, so that's freaking awesome. I gotta scooch up my cutter just a wee bit for these, because this is a little bit shorter of a mold than my tall skinny mold, and I don't want to end up with a weird half bar. So there we go. That's good. Let's go ahead and see what's inside. I'm going to stamp as I go as well, because I've found that with the heavier water discounts that I've been doing, if I don't stamp them right away, they crack right in half when I try to stamp, and that's no good. So I'm going to stamp as well. Is that hitting right? Is that a good size? I'm going to adjust the tiniest bit more. It's actually crooked. Okay. Alright, let's see what we got inside here. Even if I don't have a teardrop, this is a nice soap. It's a nice, just creamy lavender goat milk soap. No teardrop. Still kind of cool. I've noticed too, if any of you guys know what's going on with this, please let me know. You see the slight orange speckling I get in my goat's milk soap bases? This is not caustic. Like, I'm licking it, okay? It doesn't zap me. It's fully saponified, but I feel like the little chunks of fat in the goat's milk as it's thawing and I mix the lye in, it somehow does that. It's burning or something, and it's giving me speckles. Carmen over at Earth's Raw Beauty, who I love what she does. She has said that she does a 1-to-1 water and lye ratio and mixes her goat's milk, the rest of the liquid amount, right in with the oils. It does it like that. She says it's way creamier that way. All my goat's milk is frozen, so I'd have to like thaw it out the day ahead of time and go like that. But I feel like I might have to give that a try. Maybe that would turn out a little less weird speckles if I did it like that. But if you have experience with this and you know what's going on, please let me know, because I'm awfully confused. It's not actual bits of lye that remain. It's fully saponified, no zap at all. Because the first time I saw that happen, I'm like, oh my god, it didn't, I missed a chunk, but I didn't actually, so I don't know. Boop, all stamped. Yeah, nice little wispy thing in the inside. Definitely not a teardrop, though. It's funny how I have done teardrops before and totally did not nail it this time around. Got a little thicker than I thought it was gonna. It's cool looking, though. I'm not mad at it. Really hard to stamp already, even. Like, I'm glad I'm getting to it now. If I would have waited any longer, wasn't gonna stamp. Oop, kind of screwed that one up. Keep on going. Do. Ooh, pardon me. Sometimes you can't contain the burps, you know what I mean? I'm not even going to call this a teardrop soap. It's not a teardrop. It's some sort of weird little wispy deal. Not mad at it, but definitely not a teardrop. I like the way my purples turned out, though. You can tell a slight difference between the oxide versus the mica. Remember how I said that the mica, cures to a more lavender shade? It definitely did, but I can still tell the difference between them. Really got to push to get that stamp in there. Boop. These are ready to be planed and beveled too, which I will definitely be doing. I won't do that on tape though, because you've seen me do that already. Don't need to see me do it again necessarily. Boop. You see those little orange dots in there? Every now and then I just feel the need to do the tongue zap test, just because I'm like, something's got to be weird, and I just licked the soap, guys. It is not zapping me. Boop. Yeah, kind of interesting patterns we're getting. Kind of interesting for sure. Sally Fields should have said life is like a loaf of soap. You never know what you can get. So they're always different. Boom, we got two more beautiful bars. You know what? I'm still ending up with a weird little extra guy. That's okay. It'll be sample sized. Yeah, darn it. I should have measured. I thought I could just eyeball it, and I should have busted out the measuring tape. Yep, little wispies in there. Yeah, if I were to say that this is just a cool wispy swirl and not a teardrop, it looks awesome. If I say it looks like a teardrop, it's like, no, it doesn't. So we're not going to call it a teardrop. Only you guys will know that I tried to do a teardrop and failed. Okay. And here's this last one. It's going to have a little sliver at the end. I knew I screwed up the stinking measuring. Dang it. That's okay. I still get eight big bars, and then this little guy. This little skinny guy. I'll probably cut that guy in half and make him into 2 samples. Wasn't making that much soap a few months back, and as far as my orders go, I always send like an end piece of soap as a freebie, and I had run out. Well, I don't know. I don't have anything to give out. Okay, that is all of them. There's the pretty tops too. They're pretty alright. I'm not mad. I'll take it. So yeah, thank you guys for watching my Lavender Meadows soap making video. Got lots more planned in the future, so stay tuned for that, and go ahead and thumbs up and subscribe if you enjoyed. I hope you did. Alrighty guys, bye bye.